think that third one players.
So this is going to be a winner's bracket match. The 4 and the 5 here, Martin versus N64. Martin won 132 to 47 in the initial round. N64 won 138-57.
First every race, I got this. Keep telling yourself that, but I don't know where my phone is. Well. Over there. Right, ready? Hold on, let him get a smoke. Get a good one, Martin. Get through this. Got to charge himself up over here.
Martin needs to get a smoke in before the match.
They just found the game.
The captain. All right, Martin up top as Peach, and 64 on the bottom as Yoshi, as Martin quickly spins out, and we get the match underway. N64 picks up a fake. Martin gets a mushroom, which he uses right away.
Yeah, buddy.
Fake item. And Martin's just going to go ahead and try to get some better items way back of N64, who's in first place. But he does get back to third. N64 with a red as a blocker. Third place Bolt for Martin. N64 is just trying to get his items off before the Bolt, which has come out, as Martin is going to go ahead and use his triple shrooms and actually takes a very slight lead here. Green's miss from N64 as we head into the final lap. Both of them are trying to get better items by... but it's N64 that gets the triple reds here.
Great.
Oh, and N64 just rams into Martin to take the lead.
Star. It's enough.
It's not enough.
Triple shrooms.
No way.
Yeah.
It's gonna be kind of...
Like,
Oh, triple reds! And
Oh! First page in the air.
Look at the time.
I saw the ending. I didn't know who was who. Wow.
Who's ahead of me? And I hit
N64 takes the win, but...
Time needed. Damn! Oh, shit! It started out like that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a good one. I don't even want to leave. I'm like, that's just bad.
Dude, I thought I had your ass. I was gonna laugh.
I thought you
was
did
about to
too.
start
I was like,
laughing.
shit! I thought you did.
Second track,
Are you
Moo
fucking
Farm.
serious?
Yeah.
Right at the
Second place pole.
beginning? Oh.
N64 is frustrated with the second place Bolt. N64 with the golden shroom in second place. Fake item for Martin in first. They both round the molehills without hitting any. Second lap. Golden shroom used by N64, but he does spin out. Martin with about a 4-second lead. Triple shrooms, N64 runs into another banana. That's going to cost him a little bit, but he does get 3 reds, which he uses one of on Bowser. Thanks for the clip. That was a crazy ending to Luigi Raceway. Triple shrooms as N64 tries to make ground. He does get some reds, but it may be too late to fire them as Martin gets the win over N64 to tie it up 15-15.
It's usually how it goes. It's usually how it goes between me and Martin. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
That's what makes it.
Oh, yeah. Martin and I.
Welcome. This is Mario Kart 64. Grand Prix Tournament, CampKart 2024. We're here in Missouri playing outdoors with a setup. It's tied 15-15 through 2 of 16 tracks. As N64 pulls back, gets a green shell hit on Martin.
The green. No, the
Big thing with Koopa Troopa Beach. Who's going to make the tunnel every time? Oh, a lightning bolt. Second place lightning bolt. Martin makes the tunnel.
N64! Get out of here!
N64 makes the jump small. Manages to stay in despite being small. Blue shell for Martin in first. It's going to fall back, and the star ends up.
They hit the glue.
Blue shell response.
No.
Yeah,
All over the place.
good, man.
Oh, shit.
I made it.
N64 makes the jump. Martin makes the jump. They're both way ahead of the computers. It's going to be down to them for first and second.
Yeah.
Star and reds
He's the
for Martin. Martin's just going to fire all 3 of them. And then,
Get out of here! You get
and then he runs it into the triple greens. This is going to be close. Both of them make the jump. All 3 jumps made by both drivers. Green shells. Martin's going to try to aim it.
Oh, God!
That's crazy, man.
N64 up 24-21 in a thrilling match so far.
The heart rate is going.
Races.
That green almost hit. I was looking on your screen. I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, we're fuck this. I hate greens.
Calamari Desert, the 4th track of the game and the final track of Mushroom Cup. Martin spins out off the track, but he's gonna, and he misses the item box and spins out again. Meanwhile, N64 rolled back to get the star, and he's gonna get some triple shrooms, which will prove about useful right now, as he's gonna take the cut. Pretty optimal cut to take there. Martin does the same thing. Triple reds for Martin in 4th. Few seconds behind N64 with his triple greens. Martin's coming back. He's got the 3rd place star. N64 continues to take the lead. He's just holding on to the greens, just hopping his way over. Oh, and a star hit on N64. Martin takes the lead.
Alright, hey, fucking done. Just FYI, I gotta go. I gotta go run and get shit done. So, we're gonna take me as far out of the try pit. It's gonna be
That's fine.
Martin with the lead going into the final stretch. 2nd place red shell for N64, which Martin ends up escaping from with a blue at a really good time. Green shells for N64. But Martin has his blockers. That was weird. Wario, like a full lap behind. Oh, this could be a problem. N64 is going to have to get the green shell hit, and it's
hitting the fucking Wario.
and Martin gets all 9 points. N64 gets 3, so Martin is up 30-27.
Warriors.
Meanwhile, on the other stream we have with Space Cowboy 13, Miro is playing his match currently on the loser side bracket against Elias.
Anybody else interested in buying a hat that hasn't? Hat. I'm gonna go take a look.
Coach Turnpike, one of the first tracks with a lot of obstacles, and generally considered one of the harder tracks to Flower Cup. despite being the very first round. Green shell backwards from Martin connects, putting N64 back to third. Green shell backwards hits N64 again as Martin expands on his lead. N64 does have a star, and he's going to use it right here. Both drivers driving quite well and really making use of those items that they need. N64 goes ahead and clears his items to get a red shell, which he fires slightly too early. Martin uses a quick mushroom that he got. N64 hits one of these trucks, so he remains a bit behind, but Martin also hits a truck. So we're back to 1-2. Martin with a banana blocker. N64 with a golden shroom pull. That's a pretty nice pull out of second place. Golden shroom's going to get him quite a bit closer, as he's mostly all the way back. Martin with the banana pull. Triple shrooms for N64. And he does make it through the vehicle, heading into the final of the banana that Martin puts down, gets N64. So again, Martin's holding on to that slight margin. Backward green shell does miss. Another golden shroom for N64. Only a fake for Martin. He drops the fake, doesn't get it, but he does have a red, which makes this exchange very interesting. Martin again knocks N64 back, but this is the final here. So last red shell is no good from N64. Martin's gonna get 9 points to N64's 6. 39-33 Martin.
Sometimes I go for the lip and I spin out.
So
Sorry. It's true. It's like, I know I got it without even.
the one that first got. He did by 3.
Frappe Snowland. The first of 2 icy tracks. The snowmen don't move, but even good players can run into the snowman. Early reds from N64, or from Martin, gets N64 twice, putting N64 back. N64 with a lightning bolt. Let's see how he plays this.
That's right.
N64 is like, you know how this goes, right? Green shells don't quite hit. Bolt knocks off DK, but Martin does stay on, as it's back to Martin N64 in the top 2 spots.
That's what I thought.
Martin rolls back, but he does miss the item box. N64 with the lead with a banana blocker. We're halfway through Frappe Snowland. He jumped over the item box. Triple red from Martin. Here's one. He gets him on a second. Martin with the lead with a red blocker. N64 is going to just fire off a green. Martin with a green blocker. That's going to be a little more effective than the one red that he had left. 3 red from N64. Too early. And then he's going to fire off a third. These shells traveled far, so here's the first. Finally made it. This is going to be a close finish here. All right, banana for Martin. N64's coming with 3 greens. The greens are...
It's still the round.
N64 just... Martin, 9 points.
Would have done that. No,
N64, 3.
Pull the Felix right there.
With an N64 with an unfortunate green shell that knocked him off the track. Choco Mountain. Triple shrooms early for N64. This is usually where the drivers put some very interesting items. In fact, he does put down all the bananas. Three greens, one of them lands fake item box. Spin out for Martine, and it's a fake item.
Keep it coming.
N64 is excited, has the first place spot right now as Martine races back to third. He's still got a ways to get back to DK, who is chasing the leader here. Golden Shroom for Martine. N64 with another banana. It's going to put one more in the spot of death. N64 picking up a win here.
What list?
I didn't rank out.
Martine with 3. N64 with 9. Martine's lead is down to 6.
Then they got hit by my greens. And then Bowser spun out what's happening. So I was going to take 4. I was able to pull into third. What was the screen capture?
One of the fastest tracks in the game, Mario Raceway, but still plenty of action. Early miss on the red shell, N64 pulling up with a banana, but Martine is triple reds. He's going to fire one off right now. N64 pulls the banana a little early, so he gets hit a little sooner, but second lap. N64 avoids the fake item. He's going to go ahead and use triple shrooms on a spot where you probably want to use those shrooms so you can get triple reds. But, you know, Martine's a little ways up, and the red shells end up bonking off of the tunnel. N64 bumps into that fake item he missed on the last lap. Martine with the lead. Green shell blocker. DK gets in the way of N64's mini turbo there. Martine in a good spot. He's just going to go and finish and take first. Meanwhile, N64 has got to hold off a few characters, including Toad. And Toad ends up taking 3 points from N64. Martine 60. N64 48.
We're gonna make a compilation of these.
Seriously.
Yeah, no kidding. It's gonna be.
Me and Martin's not doing.
Highlights.
Maybe we can throw it to athletes off and see what they can do.
Yeah, they should go back to the stream and
Dude, that'd be a big video for him.
we should do highlights of 2023.
Now we're going to the course.
All right, halfway through. Jesse says, wait till his older brother SNES shows up. early spin on for Martin. N64 takes the lead. The big thing is the ramp here. Martin's going to go ahead and use a golden shroom here because why not? N64 goes a little further wide left, which gives him a lead here. Another golden from Martin. Red shell for N64 as a blocker. He has a slight lead over Martin, who has pulled a second place star.
It is faster to spin, yes. The faster, the faster.
This is interesting. So, two red shell. Oh, wow. So, N64 decides to go far left and actually makes it. Star and red shells, as Martin is really pulling a lot of good items in second. Golden for N64. This is going to get interesting here. As N64 gets knocked off into the water, and it's a slow fall, too. Martin with the lead. Puts down an item. Triple shrooms for N64. Martin with a boo, with a sizable lead. N64 is going to get rid of his greens to try to get a better item. He gets a red, which might not work too well in this part of the jungle. Martin in a good spot. He's going to use his boo to protect himself at the end. N64 is going to play for second here. He is catching up a little bit to Bowser. He's got some reds. He's going to fire it at Bowser, and it's going to get there in time. N64 comes back to get second.
You don't need that. You're fucking 12 ahead. Well, 9.
16 now.
Oh, yes.
And that nasty hit off the bridge.
7 races to go.
Mushroom Cup, then Flower, then Special, then Star. Yoshi Valley. Both of them are trying to sandbag for better items. Hard to say who got the better items there, given the boo and the triple reds, but it's a porcupine hit for Martin as N64 has already made the hairpin jump. Martin also makes the hairpin jump as they both appear to be in first and second. N64 hits himself with the green shell.
I tried to set up the trip.
Yeah, I've got to imagine that DK's Jungle Parkway fall. I mean, that's Rainbow Road, I think, is about 15 seconds. DK's Jungle Parkway can't be that, like, it's probably around there. I mean, that jump is just such a deep jump. Back to the hairpins. N64 makes it. Yes. Martin does not, which puts N64 in a pretty sizable lead right now. Martin's just going to go ahead and use his reds just to get rid of them, to try to get something else.
Yeah, stay there for a while.
Oh, lucky.
Take a nap.
Take a nap.
I get that bowl.
No, you're not getting a fuck ton.
What?
Triple shrooms as Martin tries to come back. N64 makes a critical jump for first place. He has a massive lead here. Martin did make the jump, so it looks like it's a 1-2 situation. Martin's going to go ahead and pick up 9 points. Or N64 gets 9 points.
I need you to start.
And then Martin gets 6.
Stop taking these first and seconds. Taking 30 laps.
75-63.
75 to 60.
You need to get a clue.
No, I'm not leaking out. I want you to rank. That's what I was.
Make it safe.
Either way, your builder's still going to be really creative for the next round. Oh, God.
The reason trying.
Banshee Boardwalk. where drastic things just happen normally. So you never know. Both have shells. Red shell actually hits N64 despite the blocker.
Got the siding there.
Marquis barely stays on the track, but he does make it. Here. Entering the haunted house. It is 75-63 Marquis over N64. We do still have 6 more tracks, so this is not an insurmountable lead for deficit.
All it takes one fuck up, Martin. One fuck up and you're done.
Both drivers doing well. No mistakes like falling off or anything like that.
Jesse, you need a beer? Yeah, we good?
Just good driving all around. N64 is just behind enough where he hasn't been able to fire off any successful reds.
I know.
Martin with a bunch of banana peels in play here.
Oh, you might be around this. I'm right here.
You know, they slow here.
All around good driving. No one has fallen off. Despite the traps that have been set. Martin has just been solid. Makes use of a boo at the end here. Martin's going to go and take the win here. Green shell backwards. Ends up N64. Barely holds on for second. Martin up 84-69.
I need to attach water. All right, wake me up. That's for the shortcut. Both are real on it.
I know.
He can't.
Yeah. Rainbow Road, the shortest track of the game.
That ground now. Legion Raceway is the most basic track in the game, man.
Yeah, the game tracks. The exact same race.
Yeah,
Angles that game.
Green shells, red shells. A lot of shells going there as N64 and Martin lose all their shells in the process there. Banana for N64. This is generally a track where top drivers are going to go 1-2, so...
So everybody's got to be able to throw at something. Yeah, that's the vision for them. Hold on, I'll do.
So on each side, but you got 4 matches. We'll go for all 8. We'll play.
So at the end of this round,
Triple reds for Martin. He is a little behind. N64 with a green shell. Oh, and actually takes out one of the reds. Some bananas here. Martin's just going to go ahead and use up the reds.
Side next.
5 tracks to go. Martin up 15. We're through lap 1.
We're not going to be doing it round 1. We're doing it for round 1 right now. Right.
Oh my god!
God, no way! That's holy shit! No way that shit! Fuck
No.
you're god.
Time bastard. 20 seconds. Yeah, get that on that. That's an achievement right there.
That was beautiful. I gotta admit, that was good.
What a snipe. That's for sure.
Boys.
Hey, do me a favor, Martin. Get off my ass.
Another green shell backwards from...
Damn it.
No triple reds.
This is a marathon, though. Rainbow Road.
Not yet.
Really, it's going to be determined by the third lap more than anything, unless someone falls off the track.
Oh, damn.
Now,
Triple reds. Martin. And then another triple reds.
That's it.
He has 6 reds that are coming.
I would love these are simple.
And he's holding on.
Against Siamese.
N64 with some bananas.
No.
Spin out by Martin's going to slow him down a little bit.
Now they're not going to hit. Those are not going to hit.
Martin says, "You're in trouble, N64. 3 shells out. 4th one is out. 5th one's out.
What?
Like, all 6 shells do not hit. All hit the wall.
The first three ones had a shell in them.
No, first 3 hit the corner on just as you turn. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
It's pretty weird. It's a pretty long straightaway.
Well, it takes I know.
Shell limit. Okay, that makes sense. N64 with a bunch of bananas. Martin with a bunch of green shells that will be hard to aim to that distance, perhaps.
Fucking chunky piece of shit. That kind of guy.
N64 just holding on to bananas as defense. He still has some traps he can set. Another mushroom for Martin. Martin's trying to catch up. It's getting close here.
I hate it.
It's going to drop some bananas, forcing a spin out.
There, I'm good.
2 boos, or 1 boo used. Martin uses the boo. N64 is just going to drive the best he's got. He's got a boo left. He is N64.
Martin smells like shit.
3 red shells kind of just disappear as N64 is gonna take a needed win. 9 points for N64. And then Martin with 6. It's 90-78 with 1 cup left.
I still have to catch up.
Yeah, you're behind.
You gotta have to get him down on second every course.
That and
Or lower.
Banana Bunch can be pretty effective if you keep driving it. You can really hold with that.
All right, Martin. Let's finish this. You're not being the losers. I'll knock your ass.
You get one more loss after that.
Now's a good time to show one of our sponsors, Dino Outdoor and Camping Goods.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Sorry.
You're so used to it.
There's been a lot of red shells used in this tournament so far. We've got another sponsor,
Like, oh,
which is Red Shell Strike Equipment.
All right, Stark.
Starcup, Warrior Stadium, Sherbet Land, Royal Raceway, Bowser's Castle.
all I know is Silver's getting thrown a loser's bracket. It's gonna be very tough.
This is just a second round match. There are currently 8 players on the winner's side of the bracket and currently 8 on the loser side of the bracket. We are playing with a rule that prohibits ramp shocking. So no one can use a lightning in a way that drops someone at the big jump. So that's why N64 is going to use it early here. Triple reds versus 1 red. N64 hits Martin with 1.
But that's gonna.
Martin's red does not connect. N64 still has 2, and he has a slight lead. Martin gets another set of triple reds. We're to the big ramp. N64 with about a 2.5 second lead. We are into the end of the first lap. Bunch of reds everywhere. Martin with 6 reds. N64 with 2 reds and a banana. how these reds are going to be used is going to dictate a lot of what's to come. A lot of bananas from the first lap.
Oh, they're going up.
Some reds going out. One hits N64. Two hits N64. The shells have been emptied out as Martin takes the lead with a banana. Golden shroom for N64. He's going to go ahead and use it right here. Triple greens for Martin. He's going to try to fire them off and to get a hit on the ramp. They do not connect. N64 gets through. N64 with a second place bolt that he uses after hitting one of Martin's fake item traps. Tries to run Martin over, but Martin gets away. Final lap. First place Boo, second place Mushroom. N64 has a very slight lead here. Martin gets more banana peels, which he trips himself with them, and N64 takes a slightly larger lead, but it's still really close. Solid driving by both drivers as we head into the final stretch of Warrior Stadium. So triple greens for Martin. The CPUs forgot how to play the game. They thought it was 50cc. Red shell. Banana. Red shell gets the banana, but not N64, as N64 is trying to make a comeback here. Martin, 96. N64, 87. 9-point margin, 3 tracks left.
Yeah, that's good.
We're on Penguin Land. Martin with triple reds. N64 drops backward green that doesn't connect. Martin's just going to go ahead and use his reds and golden shroom his way through the fairly large cave as N64 spins out on a... He's going to go ahead and get some greens here. Oh, and Martin jumps off into the cold water below. N64 takes the lead. He has a red. Two reds for N64. Martin's just going to golden shroom into the cave. Gets him back to 4th place. He has more golden shrooms. He escapes the fake item that's put by the computer. N64 with about a 5-second lead over Martin. Martin using every shroom he can to try to catch up. He's got some reds. This time he hasn't used them yet. He looks to be holding them. N64 just trying to get away before those reds can come. N64 pulls off another win that I believe is what, like 3 straight wins? 102.96. We've got a really close one here.
It's always a chance for a tie, too. Then the track might be.
Royal Raceway, halfway through. Martin in second, N64 in first. N64 gets hit. He does stay on the track. Martin crosses the finish line about 3 seconds or so ahead of N64. Martin dropping off some bananas, but gets bolted off. Second place bolt by N64 up at the classic hairpin spot. Doing the lean forward, you know it's serious. Martin back to second. He's got a red. He's going to try to take out N64's blocker here. It doesn't seem to quite get there as N64 keeps it. Martin does have 3 red shells. N64 just trying to race ahead. Martin's 3 red shells. He just fires off. He's going to go ahead and take 3 more shrooms. He uses 1 here. He uses another. He's going to go ahead and use his 3rd. N64 still the green shell blocker. Ahead by several seconds, but Martin pulls a 2nd place star. So he's closing in a little bit more. Only maybe like 3 seconds behind. Green shell fired a little bit too early. 3 mushrooms for Martin. It's getting closer, but N64 has made it a 3-point game. 108, 105.
My God!
It is literally 3 points.
This is why we do a Bowser's Castle finish. Let's see who's got it.
See whatever happens.
So I have this.
3 points, 1 track. N64 needs to win by at least 3 points to tie. So the placement here is going to be very important. N64's got to be a place ahead of Martin, at least, depending on their position. Martin spins out at a early, falls to 4th. N64 is still in 1st. Martin falls to 7th. N64 is currently in position to win this match. Martin pulls a star. 5th place. It's going to mostly catch up to Bowser here. He's going to collect some red shells. 4th, 3rd. Going to use 1 more red shell. Martin is back in 2nd. He's going to use a star. So right now, we're looking at a tiebreaker situation. This is very interesting. Current placement would be a tie. Martin pulls a red shell. Final lap. N64 has a red shell blocker. He's going to use the banana as the blocker instead. He's got more bananas. Same situation as earlier on a different track. N64 with the banana peels. Martin with the triple reds. Not a lot of straightaways to fire them. Grips up Martin with the banana peels there. N64 with the lead. Last red is taken out. Martin spin.
Still hit him.
No,
This is very interesting here.
no way I fucking tied you.
This
no
is-
fucking way.
We have a tie. 114.
Someone text me.
114.
Wow.
Hey, brother. Three on a cup to play,
Open up the play.
and then just the first person to get 2 wins. Doesn't matter about points, just
2 first
the other
place.
First
person
places.
play.
So we've decided on a tiebreaker. There,
Decimated by
So the two drivers can agree on a cup to play. The first. Okay, sounds good. So they're going to pick a cup. First to two first place wins will advance. So the scores, you might as well call this 0-0 at this point because we are tied up. We have overtime here. Don't get a lot of those. The two drivers have picked Flower Cup. All right, this is about first place finishes. Points do not matter. We've rarely had to exercise a situation where there's a tiebreaker, but it is an elimination tournament, so this would be the first of two losses that each driver can, well, they can't lose twice, they can lose once and stay in the tournament. Martin up early with the green shell backwards, hits N64. We've got instant classic here. We're going on to the 17th track, Toad's Turnpike. Another unfortunate situation with the shell and the spin out for N64. Martin is up. He's just looking to keep control. He's got a green shell blocker. Truck crash for N64 as N64 falls to 6th. He's got a lot of room to come back here. Another hit on the bus. Spike shell, though, almost gets him off the track. But N64 is really quite far behind, probably about 14 seconds. He's going to go ahead and use a star, which will help a little bit. Martin's got the boo. N64 is just trying to catch up here.
DK!
DK knocks N64 out of, possibly out of contention. Although Martin did run into a truck, and a spike shell is coming, so, you know, N64 gets a star. He is actually catching up. He's actually getting closer here.
You piece of shit. I wanted to so bad.
It's actually only about a 5-second difference now. N64 with the red shell. Martin managed to dodge the shell. N64 with 3 red shells. Heading into the final straightaway here. He misses them. Martin in a pretty good spot here at the finish line. Martin's going to take the first of the first place wins that he needs. Martin just needs one more. Best to 2 first place finishes. Both of them jockeying for better items. Green item miss from N64, but Martin gets one hit using one of his triple greens. N64 using some triple shrooms to try to catch up here. It's not a big margin here. And this is a track where you can really travel, whether you have speed items or shells. I mean, they can go pretty far on this track. N64 uses a boo. Martin holding onto a fake item blocker. Spin out on the banana. N64 with some reds. He fires off one, fires off another. Martin did get the boo off in time. N64 fires off a third. Uses some shrooms. The blocker saves Martin. This is overtime Mario Kart. Final part, star. Second place star for N64. I don't know if this is going to be quite enough. Martin's going to win. What a match, though.
You always
Went-
come back like that.
I know. You're gonna have to get out of me.
Wow.
Gosh,
My heart is beating so fucking faster.
Yeah, that's intense.
Jesus Christ. Hurry, the losing bracket.
Martin won. Huh? It's done. He won 2 times in a row for the tiebreaker.
Oh, I need a drink. I am so fucking lightheaded. God.
That was a crazy finish.
Martin, this is me right now. Look at me.
Oh yeah, I'm the
He's gonna
same
be
way.
famous.
Stuck over a game. I felt like 16 points and he fucking back and tied me.
So the other winners bracket matches are Jesse versus FX64, Gumby versus Mr. Pitt, and
Wanna go?
oh, we can.
Come
Me versus Paddless.
back from
Someone's gotta